Tell me more about what sacrifice looks like.
I feel like I've sacrificed a lot this year. In things that I didn't want to sacrifice, and some things that I knew I needed to, put away, or whether that be things, people, like finances, like time, energy. Like I felt like for me, and I was thinking about this earlier. Like, man, why are you so tired right now? Like, and I feel like a lot of it has been just the sacrifice of everything that I've had to do this year to like just put me in a space where this is, I don't even know how to like.
I mean, I think you should be honest about what specifically that you had to sacrifice. I think
friendships.
Yeah.
Like
it's definitely been a season of like stripping of those people who maybe we thought will go into a new season or be excited to have a new season with us in are not here. But in that, the sacrifices, because me, glass half full, I see God using those sacrifices to just better align with what's next. So I always say, like, every time something doesn't work out, every time a friendship may not be successful or may not continue, I always say that what's next is better. And I think I have watched you sacrifice friendships and relationships specifically where it's like, I just feel so alone. And the moment that I think you sacrificed some really big things.
We could talk about it. We don't have to beat around the bush.
No, I think the moment where you heard something from God that was like so small as a sacrifice, I felt like that we pinpoint that moment of obedience as the moment where we started to see a shift in a whole lot of things.
Yeah, I think it's sacrifice, and it's definitely been obedience.
Yeah.
To me, sacrifice has always been like something that like I'm willing to give up, where obedience is something I'm not, but I have to. Him getting me into a space where if I tell you to do something, would you do it? Mm-hmm. If I tell you to remove something, would you? This just being in this place of like, okay, what does like holiness look like?
Yeah.
What does living in obedience look like? And I feel like he finally got me to the space this year where he could pretty much be like, hey, drop that. Mm-hmm. Don't touch that again, right? Or like, hey, you gotta let this person go. And, and it not be for like,
malicious.
Nah, like it's just, you just gotta do it. So like to your point, the loneliness thing, like that was huge, right? Because you've always had, I don't want to say like a large community. I think I've purposefully done my best to like keep my community very tight.
Yeah.
But it just felt like no one was there. Like no one. So now you're wrestling with all these thoughts and everything that you're dealing with, and like and again, not due to people just being like, I don't want to be there for you. Like even at home, where it's just like work is going crazy.
Yeah.
Like you can't really be there right now. And I'm like, all right, so I guess I gotta wrestle with this stuff by myself, not knowing that like that's where he wanted me.
Yeah.
You have to be comfortable being in a place where if God calls you to something, to do it just with him. That you have to be content with doing something with him by yourselves, by together alone, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And just allow him to bless those times where it's just you and him.
Yeah. And I think, when you say that, I think about like that was how we were intentionally created to be, was to be in the garden with you and him. And we forget that when we talk about like being in the wild, on brand. we talk about being in the wild, we forget that how we were created to be with Adam and Eve was to literally sit and commune with God by ourselves. And I think we get so, and I'm still working on it, like we just get so caught up in community, which we 1000% are, I think is super important.
Yeah.
But we get so caught up in that we forget that how we were created and how it all started was in the garden, and with just us and God.
The moment that things kind of broke through, at the time, my anxiety was pretty much I've dealt with anxiety for a while. But I had been using like the little chocolate squares. Like it was like, I don't know, it was like 15% CBD. I don't even know the other percentage of THC. But I was legally using it because I was having trouble falling asleep or having trouble getting into deep sleep or just having trouble resting. Like it was really bad, to the degree I felt like I needed something. I felt like it would help, and it did. It was great, but it was funny. I remember around that time I was still feeling like alone. Like I was still feeling like, I feel like I'm doing this by myself. I feel like I'm, or like, still feeling all those things. And you went out of town. I can't remember where you went.
I think you're in New Orleans, maybe?
Is that New Orleans? For your sister's trip? Something like that. So you went out of town. And I remember just being at home and just picking up, because I do the thing right before you come in, I leave all my stuff out. And then when I know you're about to come home, so I'm like, all right, now I'll pick up.
I can see that.
I don't care.
I'm joking. Okay.
But it was around that time that God was just like, hey, get rid of all that. Would you do it? Even if I don't tell you why, like, would you just do it? And I was in that place where I was like, yeah, like in this space, I feel like everything is crucial. I'll do anything because I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what you're building in the midst of you telling me pieces of it. So like, I just feel like any part of obedience at this point is completely necessary. And I did it. And it was interesting. I remember, I think you came back on a Sunday, and maybe that Monday or two, whatever, the beginning of that week, my phone was buzzing. Yeah. Like all of the feelings of loneliness, all of the, just like all of those feelings, the anxiety, the anxiousness, the support, all of it, it just like ended. Yeah. People I haven't spoken to in over 10 years, like friends that I used to have, living in Orlando, to people just having time now. And like, now you have this community or these people around you who are just lifting you up and giving you what you've been, needing. So it's been crazy just seeing what happens after the obedience, like seeing what happens when you give your full yes without knowing the why or the how or the what, but you say yes because you're fully entrusting that he's gonna do what he said he would do. Yeah. Okay. Can you go first?
Yeah. Hey, I'm Taylor Brown, and now I feel weird. Hi, are you laughing? I'm also Brandon's wonderful wife.
Hey, I'm Brandon.
And we are Church in the Wild.
Let's do it again.
I think that I thought you were going to come in. You want to say
This is, I don't want to say we are Church in the Wild.
And this is?
Yeah.
Wait, you're going to direct me now?
Hey, I'm Brandon.
And I'm Taylor.
And this is Church in the Wild. Good. Anything else you want to?
No, I think I've
You
done
sure?
No, I think so. I think I've done my job.
Anything you think we should be touching on? You have any questions?
I think that was everything. That was comprehensive.
You sure? Ben,
It was like an hour.
That was awesome, bro.
it was good?